Welcome back to my channel. I'm just going out real quick, so this won't be a whole car vlog. I am running to Dunkin', and it is raining, and we had some great nice days. So I got the lawn mowed last night, and I went diagonal with it just to be different. I vacuumed the pool. I treated the pool because it'll be covered basically for 2 to 3 days. So I made sure it was all treated and vacuumed and covered and all that stuff. So the filter is set. It just automatically turns on, and I'm just hoping the pool water stays warm. Today is Thursday, and not a whole heck of a lot planned today. Amelia is in school. It's just a half day. Ebony's in school, just a half day. And then I'll probably go down and visit them probably after lunch and visit with all four. Oops, sorry. This thing just is not staying upright. I'm not sure as to why, but yesterday I did laundry, was out in the pool, played with the grands. Trey is, learning where he's blowing the bubbles in the water and he's getting his face down further and further. I told Tasha, I said, he'll probably be underwater before the end of summer, and Everly still just doesn't want to do it, She sees Trey doing it now, and she is blowing more bubbles, but she doesn't like her face, wet, so even with a bath, But all in good time. Just always want to make sure that they know how to, if they fall. Like she's fallen, stand right up, because it's not a deep pool, and it's not filled to max. It's just filled basically enough to cover the pool hoses and the filters and the pump. It's basically that, because you figure Trey, he can stand up in it, and it's about to his chest, and he's not real tall yet, so I don't know. Maybe I'll take curtains down today and wash them. I don't want to get on the couch and have a real lazy day, because once I do that I start getting sore. And someone did comment about the vitamins. I am going to ask Jared to text me, as a matter of fact, so I don't forget about that. He says he feels better, so he said it's funny, you put it under your tongue, 2 drops, and it gives a warming effect. It feels like a warming effect. I took it, I felt it. I only took it 1 day, so we'll see. He's swearing by it, so. And like I said, he stands for hours, and it's basically, I think he said it's like a 2-foot area that he goes just standing constantly. So, and when he was in Iraq, he would work, oh gosh, I can't remember how many hours, but he was a contractor. He wasn't in the military, so he would never be able to go in the military due to his asthma. But because this was a contract where he worked for the warehouse that helped out the military, he was able to go there and do that. So he was also able to bring his nebulizer in case. He's talked about that, and, he's like, boy, the money was so good. But it's not worth the risk, and now he has children as well, so. What to do, guys? Have you guys been having a great week? Has the weather been real hot? I want to say, Josh from the Dad's Challenge podcast, he said it's very hot in Canada as well. I think Janice said that also. That it's very hot. I did check in. I did check in Sally's chat. She's doing well. She just loves her place. She loves her place. She has a family of rabbits, and she loves watching that. And she has birds and deer, and just she loves it. She sits outside on her patio porch type of thing and just watches it. How peaceful. She plays cards with neighbors. She just does more things. It's just phenomenal. I'm so happy for her. And I don't want anybody ever to burst her bubble or burst her happiness. That's just my thought and opinion. It's kind of chilly today. It's only going to be like 71, I think, or 71 or 73. The windows are open, fresh air. You know, it's always nice to feel that rather than the air conditioning on. But I don't like the sound. You know, when you have a window air conditioning, it's just the sound it makes. I really don't like a fan anymore, and I used to always sleep with a fan. And now it's like I'm just sensitive to noise. Even if the after you take a shower and you turn, you know, you have the fan on to get the moisture and such. That if I'm laying in bed, I'll have to get up and turn it off because I'll be like, all right, it's been on long enough. Because you figure by the time I dry off, lotion up, and all that type of stuff, it's ran long enough. And there are times I forget, and I'm like, oh, I can hear it, and I can hear it over the TV. So I don't know why I'm so sensitive to noise anymore. I never, wow, someone got a huge order in front of me. There's several cars in front of me. It might be a much longer vlog than I thought. Nope, we're moving.
Good morning, give me just 1 second. I'll be right with you.
Sure. Standing outside their car smoking. Many people do not smoke in their cars. I rarely see someone driving and smoking. I think I'm going to go through my closet again. There's so many things I just want to get rid of. And then it gets hard, you know, because you're like, I could dress up, I could wear this, I could, but we'll see. See, it looks like I'm already getting a little bit of color. If I do, I don't think I have a foundation that will match right now, so, because last summer.
What can I get for you?
Hi, can I please get a large iced coffee with the shots of vanilla, Splendid and cream, less ice. Another large iced coffee with 5 caramel swirl, 5 sugar, 5 cream with less ice. And then a medium iced coffee with 4 caramel swirl, a shot of espresso, and 4 cream, and that's it.
14.43.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, what they do is I think they get a few cars at a time, like when there's a line, and then they wait to take an order so they don't get too far behind. That's how I think they work it. We had our power company. They were sleeping in their vehicles and everything, no hotels, and people were bringing over dinners and water, and so I brought over 2 cases of water. Because it was hot and they were doing all that work, and it was on Facebook, you know, if anybody wants to help out, or, you know, and to think that they were sleeping in their trucks and not in hotels or anything in order to make sure everyone got their power back. This small town comes together and everybody works together. It's amazing. So hold on, I have to scan. All right. Poor girl I was talking to, She was one of the houses that flooded. Her basement almost up to, I think I told you guys, some people flooded to where it came up from the basement all the way up. So, yeah. I always grabbed the wrong one at first. But we just have to do a taste test before we leave because you just never know. But it was the manager that made them, so. Perfect. So, okay. And away we go. So I know, well, actually, my son will be taking his vehicle to work because of the rain. He really loves taking his motorcycle to work. He said when he gets out of work, it's just relaxed. I said, you would think that that would bother like your back or something after being on your feet, you know, all night. He goes, Mom, just it's so nice with the, you know, the breeze and riding in it. I was like, you go. He said he wants me to drive it because I used to drive dirt bikes and stuff. We used to have I think it was a Honda Fat Cat it was called. Had the big huge tires when they were growing up, and we lived in Fulton, New York, and where we lived was on a dead end, and there was all like trails and such, you know, people would do dirt bikes or snowmobiles, and we would ride the dirt bike, and it was just a lot of fun. The boys loved it. I forgot where I found it when I purchased it, but I had to drive a ways to get it. And I want to say back then it was like Craigslist perhaps. And that Fat Cat for $250, it lasted no problems, no issues. Oh my goodness, for a good 6-7 years. Then we moved out here, and the boys were older. They could have rode it in the trails behind where we live, but no, they were into like, you know, their cars and, you know, not into really doing dirt bikes. So when I moved out here and they didn't drive it for like, over a year, and at that point JR was already like 16 when I first moved out here, and sorry about that, guys. I told the boys, I go, you know, if you're not gonna ride it, let's sell it, let somebody else get use out of it. And they agreed that they really weren't going to use it. Oh, that's because they had gotten back then, a 3-wheeler, and then they had got a 4-wheeler. I almost forgot. So they ended up selling the Fat Cat, and then they had the 3-wheeler and 4-wheeler, and they actually, for some reason, liked the 3-wheeler better than the 4-wheeler. And the 3-wheeler was like, I don't know, it was like army green, you know what I mean? Like it was the camouflage and such. And they just had a great time with it, but I don't know. Memories just popped in my head, so. And you know me, I speak what comes to my head. Sometimes that's an issue. Sometimes it's not. But, yeah, we lived right on this street when we first moved here. And then Michael had moved on his own on the other side of town in a very nice apartment, and then he purchased this home in Cicero, and I still lived over here, right a door down from my niece. My sister as well today, or no, I'll probably tell her to come on over, because I was just thinking, they're finishing up my car, finally, they had a power something, I don't know, they had to get something, but finally, over $3,000 from the insurance company, and it should be ready when they get the part, and then I could pick up my car. So my son says, Mom, when your car's ready, you just got to go pick it up. I said, Jay, I either have to wait for you or Aunt Debbie because someone has to drive me. Oh, man, I forgot about that. I said, you're funny, son. And he just laughed. He goes, what are you going to do when you get your car? I said, well, if it's warm, we're cleaning the car real good. If it's rainy or whatever, I said, probably I'm just going to go for a ride in it and enjoy it and put my leg up in it and just hug it. All right, guys, you know me. I'll be back. Bye. All right, so I'm just continuing from yesterday. I am debating here. I do have to run to Dunkin', of course. Why ever say never? I do have to run to Dollar General as well as Aldi's real quick. Oh, and as well as the gas station. So, but I'm debating because I would really like a coffee right about now, but I think I'm gonna, well, it's kind of cold out, so I think I'll get the coffee first. Because the actual others, I'm trying to think in my head, guys, bear with me. The actual other is just like a run in and out type of situation, so I will get the coffee first. And I think I'll get a medium as well. So, what a beautiful fall day. Yesterday, what a beautiful fall day. Where'd my warm weather go? I have to look at my app. I think it's coming again. I think we're going to be in the 80s in the next couple days, maybe. So, time will tell. But I'm ready for it. I told Tasha, I said, I'm freezing. She invited me down last night. We were sitting down by the fire pit. And I actually, I had biker shorts on yesterday. And I put this big, heavy, like, it's burgundy. It's like a big hoodie. And it's really soft. It's not one of those comfies or whatever you call it. It's just, I call it the Nordic. I call it the Nordic robe. And I think Tasha wore it in a parody because when I purchased them, I got two, one for her and one for myself because she likes warmth and soft and cozy too. So I'd had that on last night. I went walking down there and she's like, Ma, are you kidding me? I said, I'm cold. She goes, well, there's a fire. So I sat by the fire for a bit, and I said, I'm still cold. And she's laughing. About a half hour later, she goes, oh, you know what? I'm kind of chilly. I'm going to go put a hoodie on. I said, I told you, it's cold. Oh, anyway, I think maybe an hour I sat out with her. We just chit-chat about the day, about, the grands and what they did, and just, shooting the shit, so to say. So anyways, this morning, she didn't have to work, and she goes, hey, we're going to walk down to see Nana for a bit. I said, okay. Trey comes down in these little overalls that I got them from Temu, and they ran a little big. I'm telling you, children's clothes run a little big on Temu. Don't ask me why. So I go, oh my goodness, who's such a handsome little man coming walking to Nana? He stops, he moves his foot left to right, he looks at me and smiles and says, me. I said, oh my God, it's so cute. He fills it out. But it was always the straps, like it was just too long for him, So Everly's going, but Nana, I said, who's my pretty girl? She said, Nana, that's me. And I said, yes, indeed. And it said, and this is my t-shirt to call Nana. I FaceTime you. I just started laughing. And she had a little jean skirt on. And I said, honey, aren't you cold? And she goes, no, I'm not cold. With a little attitude. And Tasha goes, Ma, I tried to get her to put leggings on, to put sweats on. And she says, no, I'm wearing what Nana got me. And it was Amelia's little outfit, you know what I mean, from back in the day. And Everly is going to be going through a growth spurt because Man, that girl yesterday had 3 ham sandwiches. So with her eating like that, this happened before, then all of a sudden she just got bigger. And here's the thing, she's gonna probably outgrow her sister this summer. It says, well, if she does, that's not fair. Then we were talking about how different people are different heights. Like, look at mommy, look at daddy, look at Nana. You know what I mean? Look at Ebony. Ebony's like an inch taller than Tasha. And she was just laughing. She goes, all right. So today's her last day of school. And let's go in here and do this for him. And in a second, I'll be back. Okay. One of the gentlemen, there's an older and a younger, and I went there, what a beautiful fall day. And he was like, isn't that right? So I said, I can't wait till that hot weather comes back. And the younger one says, I can. I was like, all right, to Dunkin' we go. And I am going to get a medium. Yeah, so it's just run-ins because Gerald wants me to pick him up Gatorade, Powerade. I get those two confused. There must be a taste difference. I don't know. But he wants me to pick him up 2 Gatorade, and I'm going to do that at Dollar General. And then I'm going to run to Aldi's for my one neighbor across the back way. She needs a couple things. So I'm going to pick that up for while I'm out. Jared got called into work early. And it's supposed to rain today. So he'll be utilizing the vehicle. So I'm going to get that taken care of. And then tomorrow, Tasha has a prescription that needs to be picked up, and I have a prescription that needs to be picked up, and my other neighbor has a prescription to be picked up. So my son knows, and he says, Mom, tomorrow if you want to use the car, feel free, because I'm sleeping in because I'm working till 4:30 in the morning. I said, oh, all right. You know, and I told him, I said, well, Tasha has a prescription, and I do, and my neighbor, he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and get what you need to get, done. So, give me a second. Sorry. I seen a text message come through, and then I got a phone call. So, I'm going to do a little taste test, which I know is going to be great, but I'm thirsty. So, let's guzzle. So, ice cold. The cheerleading friend made them, so I knew it was going to be delicious. I just needed a sip. Oh, dang it. And I didn't have, you know what? I didn't have JR. I didn't remember to ask about that vitamin. I'm going to do so when I run down their coffee. He'll be probably still asleep. And I'll just ask Tasha, if she knows where he keeps it, probably in the medicine cabinet. And if she doesn't mind getting that so I could put it into the vlog, I'll type it in. Maybe I'll remember to type it in here. We'll see. Don't hold me to that. Oh, goodness. So last night I was just chatting with some friends and such, and ladies, I don't know, I just fall asleep. YouTube, I was watching a gentleman that was reacting to a TikToker who, what's her name? Lisa Richards, maybe? I don't know if that's her first name. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But the last name is Richards. And anyways, she gets on, well, she used to get on Facebook and, like beg for money. And, if you've seen her, you can tell that she definitely uses it for not so legal things. I mean, and if you watch it, it'll let you know. I'll try to actually link that in my description so you can watch it, because it's pretty good how people get over on other people. And she uses her children as an excuse. No food. Was evicted. Apparently she lived in a place that was subsidized, and at first her rent was like $20 something a month. It's like, whoa. And then I guess her one son got survivor benefits, so then it went up. But she said her rent kept going up and down, and she didn't know, what her rent was each month. And then she said there was no management for 2 years, and she was evicted for over $5,000. You can't make it up, guys. You really can't. So apparently she only had children because it kept her on methadone. I don't know. And then she didn't really want the children. All she wanted was methadone. And there were cockroaches and bed bugs, and a dog got taken away too. She did lose custody, of her. I think her daughter is older because I believe she's pregnant, and she did lose custody of her 11-year-old son. The story, and she's outside her dad's house saying she's homeless when she's staying with her dad, and she's begging for money. And I guess one of the mods came out and said every time she did a live that she would pretty much get $50 to $100 each live she would do, crying for this money. And it went to her addiction, and there's people genuinely that will feel bad. And one of the neighbors called her out one time and said it was, I don't know, I guess you're allowed to say these, crack. But then turned around, and then she was on maybe she used that and the H word. Jesus. I've got to figure out why the heck this isn't staying up. So people were just feeding her addiction. Her family came on and begged people not to donate. I guess she went to rehabilitation once. I don't know. It's just a sad life. The woman's in her late 40s, I believe, and it's sad. So apparently she had several TikTok accounts. They had been banned, and she just created another one. She had all different types of PayPal, then Venmo, and the names kept changing of where people would donate, because I think it would be found out and the accounts would get banned or something, I guess. I don't know. Just a sad story. So I watched that, and then I started watching Mama June from Hot Whatever, and I didn't watch all that. I fell asleep. And I was going to say something I watched this morning, but let me run in here because I said I wasn't going to take too long with these drinks. So, be right back. All right. I remember this morning what I watched was Mama Goo. And I'm beginning to see, basically, she's just, like, a lot of it's just Alexander Rodriguez that she does a reaction on. And basically, it's just because of her weight. Like, her weight, and lately she's been doing a few, like, clothing try-on. She just recently did an Old Navy try-on. And, we all have different tastes. But it's mainly she, I think, reacts to her just because of her weight. Her home is clean. She also has, I guess, is getting a nanny. And even if she had a nanny before, that's up to her. Like, she puts videos out, and she's been doing YouTube for years. So, I don't know, it just clicked in this morning, like, you're just basically picking on this person because of their weight. You know, she has said she's pretty. You know, she has said she's clean. You know, she'll make fun of, like, oh, she didn't cook this right, or oh. But when it comes down to it, it's more of her weight loss journey. And, you know, Alex did have a tummy tuck, and she had the gastric bypass and such. But you know what? If you're just reacting to a person basically because of their weight, they support themselves. They're not begging for anything. You know, I don't know. I just need to somehow, I don't know. I'm not subscribed to Mama Goob, but she comes up in my algorithm all the time. So I do watch it, but I watch Alexander as well. So, but I need to just quit clicking on her because, I don't know, it's pretty negative. I feel that, you know what I'm saying? You can go ahead, sir. It's just pretty negative if you're just picking on someone because of their weight. Can they not get in? I don't know if they're pulling in or what. I'm trying to, like, watch the person right there, but let me pull forward. Oh, thank you. Someone asked me if I wanted a card. But, so yeah, I kind of believe it's like the person is just being picked on because of her weight. So I do need to quit watching that. I haven't seen really any Amber Lynn Reed pop up much. It's been a lot of, like, basically the sit, Rylan Adams, Morgan Adams, Shane the podcast, you know what I'm saying, things like that. And by the time I hit the bed at night, now that it's summertime, it was nice weather, and doing everything, I probably lay down in my bed and I'll be in the bed maybe an hour and I'll be out, completely out. I know, like Tasha says, she lays down and she's out within like 5 minutes. She could fall asleep like that. I've never been able to do that. So let me run in here and grab this, and I'll be back in and end this car vlog. Okay, all done. It's only 10:30 in the morning and all my errands are done. I did find at Aldi the cherry crush, slush, Alani, and I purchased 4 because that is my favorite and that is hard to find. So I have that and I don't have to worry about that. Besides that, that's all I picked up for myself. I was able to, Jared's Gatorade was there, Powerade, and got my neighbors, and I'm all done. Oh, and got my neighbors at the gas station, so check. I think it might be a lazy day. I started to go through my closet, and then I'm like, oh, again, how many times I've done it? Several. Like, I've noticed I'm not reaching for certain shirts. I'm not wearing them. There's a couple of, like, you know, like button-up fall tops that I haven't worn probably in 2 years. Though I keep saying if I go, you know, go this or do that, I might wear it. You know what? It's time to just say, Diane, like you let many of your hoodies go, it's time to let go. You know, keep 1 or 2 of they're like plaid, and one's like a dress and then one's like a flannel. The green flannel I do wear quite a bit with like a turtleneck and leggings or jeans or whatever. But I don't reach for the longer ones often. They're from Old Navy, and yeah, maybe keep 2. I think I have 4 or 6 of them. So I need to figure out the favorite color, which one I want, and donate the others. I did look for my other biker shorts though, and the ones that I had ordered from Amazon, and I absolutely loved them. They were soft. The only thing was they didn't have the pockets on the side. Oh, and I don't know if I ever told you. Remember, I thought I had gotten rid of my Adidas, the pants. No, I have those because I have the jacket as well and the sneakers. So I thought I donated them by accident. I was very happy to find that hanging under a different jacket. So normally I'll hang it with the jacket itself. You know what I mean? The Adidas jacket. So I was happy that I found that. Yeah, I'm trying here. There's going to be 2 places that I look at this weekend. Jared said he wants to go with me on the one, only because it's right near something he wants to view as well. And I think that's going to be Sunday, so I'll have to double check. Beanie's going to work till 4:30 in the morning and such. I know I'm going Sunday, so see if he's gonna go Sunday, we'll go together or what. He wants to, he said. But there's times he gets called into work on a Saturday, not gonna lie. And people don't want to work apparently. Jared says, like, you'll get someone that comes in, they'll work a couple days or a week and then they're gone. They just, no show, no call, never hear back from them again. They don't. I can't tell you how many people he has said that he has trained, and they're gone. So it's kind of sad that people don't want to work. That's the same place like fast foods have the difficulty. You remember back in the day when you couldn't wait to either get working papers or turn 16 to be able to work so you could earn your own money? Today's society doesn't seem that way. Like, I don't know. Hopefully my grandchildren are that way. Well, they see their mom and dad working, so that should be, you know what I mean, something that they'll want to do. Millie says she wants to go to the moon. She wants to be an astronaut. She wants to be a doctor. It was at her kindergarten graduation that she wants to be a doctor and help real people. Is there fake people? Well, yes, there is. I shouldn't have questioned that. Is there fake people? Yeah, there are. Not in the way that she meant it, though, but you guys know what I'm saying. Just too funny. Alright, guys, so I'm home. This will probably be a longer car vlog because I did vlog yesterday as well. So I'll put them together, and I got to put all these together. Like I said, I need to double check that because I believe I've got a picture, or not a picture, but a recording, and I believe I have the card in the hand, so I have to make sure that doesn't make it out to the internet. So until later, guys, you know me. I'll be back. Bye.